Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about The Punisher. I kind of knew this was going to happen. Surprised it happened this soon, and I'm surprised it looks as bad as it does.
I thought it was kind of late. I thought they would have done this months ago, given, the way they are behaving.
Well, I think they probably had to do some back and forth. Anyway, The Punisher's logo has been changed. Now, I don't know if this is a permanent change or just for this story arc, but the reason it's supposedly been changed is because of all the alleged backlash, because some of the people involved in January 6th wore the Punisher logo. So there were calls for Disney to change the logo.
But there were people that were involved January 6th that were other brands and logos too, and they're not getting changed.
Yeah, well, if you wore Nike, because Nike's supposed to change.
And there were people that were involved in the months-long protests in the summer before, and they wore different brands. They a lot of stores that had different brands were looted too. I don't see those guys having to change their names or logos.
No, and if they were gonna change the logo, you think they would make something that looks decent.
It looks pretty dumb. A
piece of shit. This looks like a video game avatar, like Monster Manual avatar. It doesn't look anything like Punisher.
What's funny to me is they're trying to still keep the basic look of it, but then they're trying to fill it up so that they say something different.
Yeah, it's still the Punisher logo in there, but now it's got horns and fangs.
But you know what they're going to do, right? They're going to say, oh, we changed it. And then when there's lots of backlash, they'll be like, oh, we just changed for one book. We just didn't tell you that.
Yeah, that's exactly what
that's what they're going to do.
That's exactly what they'll do. They'll walk this one back. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of times, this outrage only becomes outrage because the media pounces on Twitter.
Yes.
Twitter and the media make a mountain out of a molehill. And, the general public didn't give two shits about the Punisher's logo.
No.
Right?
Most people didn't even know people had it on their shirt. They didn't care.
No.
You know what? They just don't care. I see all kinds of assholes across the spectrum running around with it on their trucks, and they aren't all Republicans. Go figure. I
mean, people, look, Batman, Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah.
Oh my God, how many Calvin and Hobbes do you see peeing on stuff all the time on trucks?
I've seen racist Calvin and Hobbes cartoons. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Well, you can't control, you put it out there, you can't control how people use it. Well, freaking Pepe. Pepe was a stoner frog from an indie comic, and he got turned into a meme, but you can't control how people use your stuff sometimes. You
can't even put the okay symbol now, because if you say okay, even though it's always been okay, now it's a supremacy symbol, but it's not.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Here's it's so God, just stop.
It is stupid.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 247,000 subs.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about comics. We talk about Disney, and this was an interesting situation because after January 6th, there were all kinds of petitions. Change the Punisher logo. Change the logo.
Here's the thing. I didn't even know what the thing was about. Neon had to explain it to me because it was such a niche thing that most people don't even know about. Or even, or they're like, they wouldn't even have known.
Yeah, it's, they've been using the Punisher logo. People have been using the Punisher logo for a while now. Military, cops. Whatever. It was like one of those things you'd kind of...
Oh, is that because of cops, the military?
Yeah, but you know what? Just because people, again, use your shit, I mean, you can't really control what happens
when you sell the logos out there to go on your cars and stuff, and you license it and merchandise it out, people are going to use it. I'm sorry. They're going to wear the shirts with it. They're going to put it on their vehicles because you're out there licensing it and selling it.
Yeah.
Don't sell it then.
Yeah, and look, the Punisher logo has been around for decades before people started using it, before, protests and riots and all that on both sides.
Some people might actually have it on their vehicle or their shirts because they actually like the character, and it has absolutely nothing to do with political anything.
Yeah.
And I think you probably find the majority of people are in that category.
But of course, the media turned it into this big shitstorm, and the media turned it into a shitstorm based on the complaints of some people on Twitter. You can just say media
shit, and that just covers it quite, just all you have to say.
And it was Twitter. Twitter blew, and this is a thing, like, you guys gotta stop listening to Twitter, because the general public didn't care. They weren't even aware that this was a thing. Unless you called attention to the fact that there were some people participating in January 6th that had this on their shirts or hats or whatever, most people wouldn't know. They wouldn't give a shit.
Oh my God. I hear some people were wearing the color blue.
Oh my God. You gotta change it.
Democrats were there too? Oh my God. Clearly that's what it is.
They wore pants. We're not allowed to wear pants.
Oh my God, no one, everybody has to go around naked now.
You know, and I think most normal people understand. You know, when a group takes a character or an icon or whatever and they start parading it around to use for themselves, doesn't always necessarily reflect the author's intention. You think normal people would understand that. Like, I can't control it if somebody uses, you know, the bat symbol for something. We're not going to get rid of Batman.
Someone could just wear a Hard Rock Cafe shirt and go knock off a bank. Does that mean Hard Rock Cafe should be banned? You know, I'm just like trying to think of different, you know, things. It does, you know, just because you might have a shirt from something and you go do something bad, does that mean everything else is to be banned because of it?
Well, it's like I remember, you know, Columbine. It was like, okay, trench coats were bad. Doom was bad because they played Doom. Anything associated with people who do things that, you know,
and they're very and you know what? No one cares about that now. I mean, they care that happened, but they don't remember that stuff. They just remember the event happened.
Right.
That's what's going to happen here. No one would have remembered this. It would have gone back and they would have been able to use their logo, no problem. By the time they go do something else with it, it would probably been fine.
2 or 3 years from now, yeah, the last thing people are going to remember is like, do you know all those rioters wore Punisher?
And how many people were wearing them?
A handful. It wasn't even like they were all marching in with matching Punisher t-shirts. It was like a handful of people were caught on camera with Punisher logos, you know. And now before this, you know, again, military and law enforcement, but Frank Castle is a military guy, you know, and he went through some pretty horrendous shit. But at the end of the day, it's just a skull. It's just a skull logo.
Well, now we have to ban all skulls. All skull logos ever, you know, forever are banned. And what they're going to do is when it gets, because everybody thinks this is crazy. Everybody thinks this is going too far. And what's going to happen is, I guarantee it's going to be a big backlash. And then they're just going to walk it back and be like, oh, it was just for that one book.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. You know, you're blowing out of proportion. It was not forever, just for that book.
Yeah. So anyway, this is funny because she works in comics somehow, but she's got me blocked. Right. But she's even, I don't even
know who she is.
I don't even know who she is. Cheryl Lynn, I have no idea who she is. I think I'm on a blockchain or something. I probably follow the wrong people. I don't even know who she is. But I know she's pretty far left. And she's even like, congratulations for ruining the Punisher logo for all of us racists. Well, no, this is a Disney Marvel author decision. And this is Marvel doing it to themselves. Again, like you said, you could have just laid low. And it would have been fine.
It's just dumb because, you know what, like I said, you're going to argue this. I'm sure there's different groups that go around with other characters or other things that they wear, and I don't see them getting banned.
No. So, again, they're all like, oh, it's the racist. I love this. I love this. Yeah. So here's the article from Complex. You know, it's BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed bought that. SPAC.
Well, guess what kind of story we're going to get?
Yeah, so Marvel Comics changing the skull logo for their character, the Punisher. They changed it and has left some fans divided. According to
It sounds like a lot of fans are kind of like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. According to comicbook.com, the new logo rolled out in a teaser panel revealed by Marvel on Monday after it was announced that they would be publishing a brand new Punisher comic series by Jason Aaron. The Punisher's new look, which you can see below, features a new variation of his signature skull imprint. Now, here's the thing. This looks like the Punisher's hanging with ninjas and stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's to do with that. I was wondering the exact same thing when I saw it. I'm like, is it trying to be like, it's trying to like, you know, reflect where it's the setting on this one or something? That's what I was wondering as well.
Samurai, Punisher, you know, kind of like the Oni, like the demon.
Yeah, I was wondering that too when I saw it in context. I doubt very highly that this is going to be changed permanently.
I don't think it's going to be a permanent change. I think it's just for the storyline, but they're going to capitalize on this. I mean, this shows you at the end of the day what these companies actually think. Like, they have no problem profiting off of riots and backlash and social unrest. And they'll be like, look, they think we changed it because of all the complaints, even though it's just for the storyline. Let them. They're going to buy the book.
Right.
First book with the new Punisher logo.
It's all about gimmick. They have no problem leveraging all the stuff you're emotionally invested in. They will leverage to get your money. And then when it doesn't fly with their basic fans, they'll turn around and get rid of the gimmick and go back to the old one until the next gimmick comes along.
As for the reimagining of the logo, again, I'm with you. I don't think this is permanent. I think this is just for this storyline. The Punisher's new design was met with pushback from comic fans. Some right-wing extremist groups like the Proud Boys have co-opted the iconic skull for a while. Many comic fans knew that Frank Castle's iconography would eventually be changed, and some are upset with Marvel's choice. Yeah, I don't think this is permanent. It's too stupid to be
I don't
permanent.
think it's permanent either, but I think it's funny because now they're gonna all have a shit fit on Twitter. I don't think every time someone decides to use your character or logo or whatever without your permission means you have to change your logo because of it. I don't think that's fair to Marvel. I don't think that's fair to the fans. It's just because some people misused it.
Here's the thing too, and what a pussy move is that? Like, I mean, for all this talk of like, no, you move, with Captain America being like, you have to be the ones who move. We're gonna buckle. We're gonna change our logo because some people we don't like used it for reasons that it was not intended for. I mean, that's kind of a pussy move.
People use things that they weren't intended for that all the damn time, and a lot of times they get in trouble for it, and then people move on and forget about it in a few years. It's not a big deal.
I don't think it's permanent. I think it's just for the storyline. I think it's about selling books, creating controversy, and at the end of the day, that's even more disgusting because it's like, let's profit off of January 6th and make a big deal about changing the logo, and then whoopsie doopsie, it's just for these 6 issues, and then we're back to normal, or oh, he's just gonna wear all black now. And this is one of those few times where both sides of the aisle, when it comes to pop culture, are in agreement that this is fucking dumb, and they shouldn't have done it for whatever reason. They just, this ain't
I think
it,
it's a
man.
gimmick.
It is absolutely a gimmick. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.